Have you ever watched a movie and felt like the story was bigger than just fiction, like it carried the weight of something ancient? Sometimes, the most powerful stories come from the myths we've been telling for thousands of years. In this video, we explore how some unforgettable films quietly borrow from ancient legends and you probably never even noticed. Stick around, it gets deeper than you think. Number 7. Medusa. You've probably seen this iconic creature on screen before, most famously in Clash of the Titans. First brought to life in the 1981 cult classic and later reimagined in the 2010 remake, Medusa slithered into cinematic history as one of Mythology's most haunting figures. Half woman, half serpent, her most terrifying feature isn't her reptilian lower body, it's her hair, a writhing mass of living snakes. And if you make the mistake of looking directly into her eyes, you're instantly turned to stone. In the film, the hero Perseus decapitates Medusa and later uses her severed head as a weapon against the monstrous kraken. But what the movie doesn't show is Medusa's deeper mythological roots. In Greek mythology, Medusa was one of three Gorgon sisters, Stheno, Euryale, and Medusa herself. But unlike her immortal siblings, Medusa was the only one who could die. Interestingly, she wasn't always a monster. Myths say she was once a stunningly beautiful woman, a priestess serving in the temple of the goddess Athena. But after a fateful encounter with Poseidon, the god of the sea, within the sacred temple, Athena transformed her into the snake-haired terror we know today, not out of pity, but as punishment. That tragic twist, often left out of films, makes Medusa far more than just a monster. She's a symbol of beauty, betrayal, and vengeance. Number 6. Cberus. Cberus is one of those creatures you've probably seen in movies and games without even realizing he's rooted in ancient mythology. He's the massive, three-headed dog featured in Harry Potter, Clash of the Titans, and Disney's Hercules. He even shows up in games like God of War, Resident Evil, and Devil May Cry, making him one of the most recognized mythological beasts in pop culture. In Harry Potter, he's portrayed as Fluffy, a fierce guardian who can only be put to sleep with music. But long before Hollywood and gaming studios adopted him, Cberus was feared as the guardian of the underworld in Greek mythology. His job? To make sure no soul escaped the realm of the dead and no living being dared enter. Myths even describe his tail as a living serpent, adding to his already terrifying presence. And here's something most people don't know. Cberus wasn't an only child. He was part of a monstrous family. His siblings included the Hydra, Chimera, and Orthrus. One of the most iconic tales involving Cberus comes from the final labor of Hercules. In his 12th and most difficult task, Hercules was ordered to bring Cberus to the surface, alive and unharmed. Without using any weapons, Hercules managed to overpower the beast through sheer strength and presented him to King Eurystheus, completing the impossible. Number 5. Wendigo. In 2021, a chilling horror film titled Antlers hit theaters, and with it came one of the creepiest modern creature designs in recent memory. The monster at the center of it all? A terrifying deer-like entity known as the Wendigo. Towering and skeletal, this creature appears humanoid in form, but its most haunting features are the towering antlers on its head and a hollow, skull-like face in place of a mouth. In the film, it's portrayed as a parasitic force, one that invades a human body like a spirit, growing inside its host until it fully takes over. And once the transformation is complete, there's only one way to stop it: destroy the host and crush the creature's heart. But this disturbing legend didn't originate in Hollywood. Stories of the Wendigo have echoed through indigenous North American mythology for centuries, long before they were ever written down. The earliest recorded reference dates back to the 1600s, when Jesuit missionaries in the Great Lakes region documented terrifying tales of a spirit driven by hunger and greed. The Wendigo isn't just a monster. It's a symbol of what happens when a person's desires spiral out of control. Just like in the movie, traditional lore tells of the Wendigo possessing human hosts, consuming their minds and bodies from within. Some myths even describe it as a shapeshifter, able to disguise itself until it's too late. But unlike the film version, defeating it isn't as simple as a well-aimed blow to the heart. In folklore, the Wendigo is more than flesh and bone. It's a hunger that never dies.